Hello, I'm Carlos L. Arce, a 76-year-old, 100% service-disabled Vietnam War combat infantry veteran. I'm also a husband, a father, and a grandfather, as well as a sociologist, a news junkie, and a student of history. This is my audio and video podcast entitled 15 Minutes with Carlos. I am beginning today with a range of socio-political issues under the heading of Surrender Management, America in Retreat. It is based on an 11-book series I published in 2011, suggesting that we have surrendered our national values to small but loud interest groups, that we are in constant retreat at home and abroad when we should be defending our Constitution, our national values, our English language, our way of life, and our national security. And we should never forget that we are the only credible defenders of democracy, of merit-based economic systems, and of sacred human rights in the world. President Ronald Reagan said it best, quote, "If we lose freedom here, there is no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth," unquote. I have written books on each of these topics, and now I have condensed them into 15-minute information capsules for average person to grasp the essence and become basically conversant on these issues. As the great American writer Mark Twain would tell us, quote, "If I had more time, I would write a shorter story," unquote. In these episodes, you will hear a description of the issues, a view from the liberals, a view from the conservatives, and my take. Along the way, I have sprinkled great quotes from the past. Let me start by quoting Dr. Benjamin Franklin, American founding father, writer, philosopher, scientist, and more. Quote, "The only thing more expensive than education is ignorance," unquote. So let's learn together. Today our topic is the public school system. As always, a controversial topic, but my presentation will be neutral and fair. My aim is to inform. Some basic facts about the public school system. America created its modern public education system in the 18th century. It helped propel the United States into a great world power. Today, our K-12 public school system has a dismal ranking in the world. There is a battle between those that prefer to continue with the massive system of public schools administered by government and biased union bureaucracies, and those that are fighting to bring about a system of school choice where government expenditures per student are diverted to any school chosen by the parents. Let's hear views from the liberals. We do need much more money to achieve world competitive levels because of our highly multicultural and multi-ethnic society, as well as the influx of undocumented immigrants. Our teachers are overwhelmed with difficult student populations. They need stronger enforcement of discipline in their schools. Teachers do need higher salaries and more recognition as professionals. Public school facilities need more supplies and maintenance. The public school system offers education to all our children with no child left behind. Let's hear views from the conservatives. Educating our children must always be a priority of our society, and we must never settle for mediocrity. It is the future of our nation. Reality today tells us that our schools are not among the best in the world when measuring student performance. Insufficient funding is not the only reason. We do need to spend more than other countries due to our diverse demographics and a high degree of social disorganization in segments of our society. Nevertheless, we must overcome the obstacles and assure that all our children will be free from educational oppression. As stated by Maria Montessori, legendary Italian education philosopher, quote, "No social problem is as universal as the oppression of the child," unquote. Every American child is precious, from the best private elite schools to the poorest ghetto public school. We must educate them all with equal dedication. It is the primary path out of poverty for the underclass. In the words of Horace Mann, known by many as the father of the American universal public school system, quote, "Education then, beyond all other devices of human origin, is the great equalizer of the conditions of men, the balance wheel of the social machinery," unquote. Now my take. The success of the American economic and social systems is open and fair competition, which raises the quality and lowers the cost of goods and services. Today, our public school system has been kidnapped by the monopolistic tactics of national teachers' unions. They use their economic and political strength to prevent all attempts to establish a new system of school choice. School choice will make students, all students, tuition rich, and the competition for students among a myriad of private schools will be fierce. The transition to private schools will be gradual over many years. Public schools will also be able to compete. A smaller public school system will have to be maintained as a backstop, since not all students will adapt to the discipline and academic standards of private schools. No student will be left behind without a school to attend. However, those that can reach a higher standard in private schools cannot be held behind. Education departments at the district, state, and federal levels would set minimum standards. The standard is not set for world competition in too many public and private schools, but rather it is set for what the group can reach all together, only one size available. Classroom performance is affected by many variables. However, one overarching variable is the level of discipline in the school environment. The probable end result would be multi-tier school levels. Private schools would compete to reach high academic standards. It should not lead to a segregation of schools, nor should it be a replica of failed policies of the past, like busing. Entrepreneurs seeking to capitalize on financially secure private schools must locate them within the target areas of poor and difficult neighborhoods. The public school system must continue to offer education to students not interested in attending disciplined private schools or not admitted by any of them. Top-tier public schools would also gain the power of expulsion once students are not compelled to attend their neighborhood public schools. Students that are expelled from top-tier public schools can still attend lower tiers of public schools. They should receive intensive remediation, mental health counseling, and home social work interventions with manageable workloads. Also, special language and cultural transition schools are now needed to accommodate the countless new undocumented immigrant children. Sending them to the public school system without a proper transition period is madness. Every child, under any condition, must be educated to join the adult society. Our developing citizens must, to the best of their ability, learn to carry their own weight in society. In the words of American writer and philosopher Henry David Thoreau, quote, "Not only must we be good, but we must also be good for something," unquote. Today, the philosophy of education in public schools is not strictly academic. Schools in countless districts have become blatant political agents of a counterculture social revolution. The ideal education system must prepare students to understand life on Earth, human society, and how to function within it. It must also stimulate the development of the mind and the heart and the yearning to dream, to be free. The ancient Roman philosopher Marcus Tullius Cicero proposed, quote, "The purpose of education is to free the student from the tyranny of the present," unquote. We exist in a perfect state of nature with an imperfect man-made society. The good news is that our imperfect society continues without interruption to evolve and improve. It is democracy and freedom. It is up to us humans to direct social change in the proper direction with our most powerful tool, education. It was clearly expressed by Nelson Mandela, liberator of South Africa. Quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," unquote. This concludes our episode today. You can tune in to new episodes of my audio and video podcast on the first and the middle of every month. My paramount request is that you subscribe for free in YouTube and or Spotify. This is what I need the most. Also, please share with others. Your financial support, when possible, makes it easier for me to continue to speak out. You can subscribe to a premium level with a monthly fee and or purchase my eclectic card, my books, my services, or simply donate. Please visit my website at 15minuteswithcarlos.com. This is Carlos L. Arce signing off. Make yourself a great day.